How to overcome fear. Fear is most likely what's destroying our full potential in life. Do you want to become the most incredible, unstoppable version of yourself? Want to take on all the new challenges, explore new things, grow and transform yourself? Then the answer is to overcome fear. Your fear is most likely what is holding you back, taking away your happiness and your fulfillment. There's a really great story. It's called the Samurai Code. And if you learn this, you will really know how to conquer fear. And it comes from the history of the samurai warriors. And they were in battle always, they were fighting. And what they would do to eliminate their fear would to imagine every way possible that they would be killed. They would imagine being decapitated, dismembered, every possible worst way to be killed. Then they would focus on accepting these possibilities and coming to terms with them. They would be okay with a horrific, brutal death. You would think this would make them more fearful, but it empowered them to become ruthless, fearless warriors that they were. And this makes sense. If you fear death, then you will fear life. And it's a main reason why, I don't know, over this past year, I've come to grips with loving death. Because if you love death, you love life. You have to love death to accept life and to have the beauty of life. So death is a great thing when you again come to terms with death is going to happen. You're going to die, we're all going to die at some point, and you're okay with that. That's a main thing to get over in life, and now you're willing to live. So kind of same theory here. And it just, what are you afraid of then? If you're ready to die, there's not much left for you to be afraid of. So, and another one was the Stoics. The Stoics were philosophers, and they took a worldview when it came to their fears. They believed that the secret to happiness was to be prepared for the worst possible outcomes and to live inside of those possibilities. They thought that blind optimism was one of the quickest ways to leave yourself miserable and disappointed. If you constantly expect the worst and get the best, then you find yourself feeling pleasantly surprised or getting exactly what you expect. If you constantly expect the best to get the worst, you are going to be constantly disappointed. This is another reason why you need to live simple in life and have zero expectations. When you have zero expectations, whatever you achieve in life will be phenomenal. It'll be a great thing. You'll be super ecstatic in life. If you accept that negative things happen and you've prepared for them, then there's no reason for you to take chances and risks. And there's a beauty in things going wrong. The saddest points of our lives are rich with emotion because we have lost things we cared about. The only way to avoid this is to live a bland and unexciting life. The moments when we have felt scared of our lives have been the times of our biology and psychology were tested, and we used our wits and courage to survive. So, again, basically, our most fearful times are usually our best because we're actually living our life. We're actually feeling such high passion and emotion. And having the low expectation can only create great things in the world for us because we never expected it to be that great. So it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be a great thing. Another example here is Tim Ferriss, the author of the 4-Hour Workweek. And the book's about finding ways to make your job fit around your lifestyle instead of having your lifestyle fit around your work. This means deciding what you want in life, creating a career that works within the contents. So he explains many of us will remain stuck in jobs we hate and living lives that we find unrewarding because we're scared of what will happen if we take a chance. If we go traveling, our partners might leave us. If we take up a new career, then we might fail to end up bankrupt. If we look for a new job, we might get turned down by everyone. Fear keeps us frozen and prevents us from moving forward. We are naturally risk adverse, which means we'd rather cling on to what little we have rather than going to win big prizes. To get around this, Ferriss borrowed the concepts from the Stoic philosophers and formalized them into a process that anyone could use to get over their crippling fears. The process goes like this. First, identify the goal or thing you want to change. Let's say you want to quit a job and start your own business. Next, write down all the things you are afraid of and all the things that could go wrong. First, your partner might think you're irresponsible and they might leave you. Second, your business might fail and you might be left with debt. Third, your house might get repossessed. Fourth, you might end up vacant, so on and so forth. Now score each one of those on how honestly likely they are to happen. Would your partner leave you? It's unlikely unless there are problems in your marriage to begin with. So you rate it a 2 out of 10. Would you end up in a dispute, or would you probably find another job even if you step down from the one you're doing? Whatever it may be. Next, do these things really matter? Score them 1 to 10. If your friend judges you, who cares? Stuff like that. Then you're going to go through the list and you're going to write down all the ways you could cope with the things that go wrong. These are your contingency plans and the things that you could do to cope. For instance, if you ended up broke, you could get benefits, you could dip into your savings, so on and so forth. Then go through the list another time, write down all the things you could cut the risk so that it's less likely to happen. Worried about getting into debt or something, then you write down a business model that doesn't involve a big upfront expense and hurt your success that way. So again, setting this up will just diminish your fears to know that you're protected in some kind of way. There are outs, so then you can take the chance, you can take the risk. It's possible for you to make it. It's not going to be so bad. When you don't know these things, you're just going to formulate all the emotions, and those emotions are what are going to keep you from doing anything. Or all the thoughts of things that will never even come close to happening will be formulating in your mind and prevent you from doing it. So you need to take chances in life. You need to push yourself, through the ringer, and it's basically your thoughts and emotions what are stopping you. So once you prevent those things from coming up and distracting you, then you're going to be able to take more chances in life. And that's really the best way to overcome fear. Just keep pushing yourself, keep challenging yourself. Keep putting yourself in the most vulnerable situations. Because if you can handle, the hardest things, you're going to take chances on many other things. Just, you got to remember to breathe. Breathe deeply will activate your rest and digest system, and will slow your heart rate and subdue your panic responses, because most of these things are just, it's human nature built in our body, our survival mechanisms that are making us freak out and not doing anything. So keep your eye on the prize. If you can eventually eliminate fear, you could take on any challenge and succeed. I hope this video helped you to take a step into overcoming fear. Make sure you try to apply it. Let me know how you are with overcoming fear in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out my free course in the description, the first line there, and test that out. Let me know what you think. We will see you guys on the next video.